The Tower. Last time on Riz Review Z. Where we at? There we go. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Riz here, and we have another role play discussion, a little conversation. This time we're going to be reviewing and more of having a talk about Greed's log, The Tower. Now, before we get too deep into this, I do want to say, Greed, I'm sorry. You did post this on November 27th. It's 12th of January. Sorry that it took so long. It will not take so long the next time that you get reviews. Do that, I promise. But while you guys are here, you want to see what's going on. So, characters in this are Greed Avaritia, or GRDAVX0. The Warden, Tower Projection, Warden's Constructs, and the type is a Tower Crawl, a Combat Trial, and Introspective Lore. The arc is the Tower, Break the Pattern, and there is no previous log. Previous? And so in the synopsis is that Greed is taken into the Tower Floor's adaptive trial that records and counters his habits. After clearing each floor, he returns to the Origin Room where the Warden observes his progress. The Tower knows his patterns and will escalate future floors by attacking his routines, forcing him to grow past his own combat tape and emotional defaults. That's it. That's what happens. There's the log. Let's close this out. But I mean, that is a pretty good synopsis of I cannot English today. Synopsis of what happens. I'm just gonna turn myself down a little bit here, turn that way down, and start this in the background. And hopefully that's not too loud for you. But yeah, so Greed's in a battle tower, basically. And what's cool about this is it gives me like old school Dragon Ball Saga vibes. And it was like if somebody were to describe what leveling on Saga was like, that's this. So to go back to the review title, this is kind of what I'm imagining that he's in, right? This sort of, just the way that it's described, it has to be more future tech versus like ancient tech. It's not giving me like hieroglyphic vibes or anything like that. So it's definitely saying like it's this futuristic tower where you go off and you fight or train or something, right? We don't really know what the objective is here. We don't know kind of like how Greed got here. We don't really know why he's here other than to do this, but it definitely seems like this is some sort of like military type thing. It's not giving me like Dr. Giro vibes of like I just created this in my lab and I'm testing you. It definitely has, I don't know, just from the way that I read it, I'm getting military vibes, right? And maybe he is kind of like Shinra Electric Power Company. Like this is definitely very, very Hojo, right? And so Greed is here with his Dr. Hojo called the Warden, and he's put through these trials, these tests. He's kind of like in an X-Men style danger room, right? So what I was saying earlier about this giving me Saga vibes is because the first level that he goes to, it kind of, you know, technomorphs. You know, the holograms start aligning and folding, and yeah, he gets this holographic projection, which really seems like he's in Konats here, which is really cool because like that's something that I really love. I love Konats. I love being there and role playing there. But he's fighting these like elves that are shooting him with arrows, like these energy arrows from a distance. And while I am surmising this down, this log is very descriptive, right? And the combat is very deep, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But I'm trying to get you guys through what's going on. So he's there, he's on floor one, and he's attacked by these elvish archers, and he takes them out, right? So Greed is a bioandroid, and he has like 4 major skills that he uses a lot in this log. One second. Yeah, so it's After Image, Quantum Weave, Sense, and Null Cache. And I'll give it that 2 of those, you know pretty much what they are, but the Quantum Weave and the Null Cache, I had no idea. I had no idea what these powers did because I wasn't on the mud at the time. So I had to wait till I got home and read about what his abilities are. And the Quantum Weave is a ability that allows Greed to... his cells cooperate like cooperative nano constructs. When he wills it, they reweave into new arrangement, changing texture, hardness, edge profile, and limited geometry. It's not an illusion, it's a toolbox for micro adaptation in combat, stealth, and field care. So that's the Quantum Weave. Basically, he can change his body structure a little bit to kind of whatever he needs, kind of like adaptive armor almost. And then the Null Cache is basically like a bag of holding that can hold just random things that he needs. It's wide enough for hand tools and vials, but it can't hold anything big like rifles and shields. And he kind of gives himself like a very like D&D kind of restriction. You know, it can't be over so many pounds and things like that. So those are the 2 abilities that he has. So basically, adaptive armor and bag of holding. And he uses them a lot. He uses them quite a bit. That was supposed to... just stay on repeat on this one. I don't need you doing anything else. So yeah, that's his abilities. And so he's going through, he's fighting these elves and just decimating them, tearing them apart, and in a very like very combat and detailed combat, right? And in reading this and going through this log, I was like, whoa, Greed, while tier 1, is a martial badass. I won't say martial artist because he doesn't give martial artist vibes, just like trained. And that's again where it comes back to like, oh, I feel like this is a military character. But I would say with the way that he dismantles this group, like he's on par with like Cyver and the Shadow as far as like his combat ability, because he goes through the first floor of this training pretty much untouched, and he even knows like I'm gonna use just enough force to stop these people. I don't need to like hit you any harder or go any further, which kind of makes me wonder, like, is he privy of what's really gonna go on? Because this story, while it is all very combat heavy and like that, this is a combat log, right? You're gonna be reading for a minute of just straight like, I hit this person here, this did this did that. And not that it's bad, it's just it's very descriptive, and you'll be here for a minute. I did joke the other day on admin, I was like, man, this log has defeated me, because I had to sit down and read it and reread it to make sure I was understanding what was going before my eyes, right? And the best way I can describe this log is that this log is like a very hearty soup, right? Like you read it and it's just a bowl of soup, but you eat it and you're like, I am full. I have ingested what was in there. It was packed with protein and good stuff, but I am full. Anyway. back to the log. So yeah, he's fighting. He takes these guys out. He does it with precision, like pristine. I'd give him 10 stars on the way he took these guys out. But the next floor, then, and he's got to clear 5, and we only get through 3. The next floor, rather it be, or instead of it be him surrounded by assailants, he's like looking at himself in a reflection in a mirror, and then kind of very anime, very very Devil May Cry 1, where the reflection of Dante steps out of the mirror, and it's actually his twin brother Virgil. So that's in a way how he does split form, but it's not actually him. It would be a cool way if he did split form, though, if he threw this like, I don't know, like this techno mirror down and then just like a copy of him walked out because he's a bio android. Like that would be a really cool way of doing split form. But it's these reflections, literally reflections of him. Like there we go. I'm gonna turn myself down just a little bit more. And now he is fighting his own recorded data from floor 1, which I thought that was such a cool detail, because Greed, the writer, went into such extreme detail to tell us this is how cool I am, this is how badass it is while I'm fighting, and now I've got to fight 3 of those. And he kind of picks up on it. So it makes me think that either he knew that was going to happen or he's done this before. And, he maybe went all out before and then he had to fight himself and couldn't pass the floor. I mean, I think that would be a cool thing, but yeah, it just made me start asking all these questions of like, okay, so if he knew before that he only had to do just enough to defeat these guys and not, go too far, does he know what they're doing or what the next challenge is going to be, or was it just instinct? But yeah, so in the floor 2, he starts fighting copies of himself, and then I want to say I think he does get like a couple of minor scratches, and he doesn't fight. Yeah, I think he fights the warden in part 3. And honestly, with the way that these were structured, they kind of could have been their own separate log. But at the end, he then faces off with a much stronger opponent, and it finally is kind of like he's being pushed and challenged in part 3, and he does get through it. He does get through it, but it's like it's close, right? And I don't think. Sorry, just I don't think that he. Why are we doing that? I don't think that it was easy, right? I don't think that this was an easy win for him, but he does get through it. He returns to the origin room, and then like his bio android regeneration starts to kick in, and where he got gashed in the side and in the shoulder, and that stuff just starts to like stitch itself back up and together, and then that's it. Again, really good descriptive writing in here. It's just a lot. It really is a lot. And like, as a reviewer, I'm reading it, I'm like, okay, I understand 100% that this was a lot of fun, and to like put your character into just it's like a Jackie Chan martial arts scene, right? It's like, yep, I kicked him here, pushed this person over, caught this, dodged that. It's very cool. It's just when you're reading it, you're like, all right, that was a cool scene. Or that it just becomes a lot, right? And I'm not saying that it's bad. It's just that's the difference of like when you're writing it, you're having a lot of fun, and then when you're reading it, reviewing it, like we're reading it for the story, you're reading it for the ass kicking in the action. So it is what it is. It was good. It was fun. It just took me a while. It really took me a while to get through it, but that was kind of it. I'm excited to see where part 2, if there's more coming, goes with this, like what the story behind it is, what the tower is. You know, like where are we? What are we doing? Uh, are there other people going through this tower? And, you know, what are they up to? So, good job, Greed. I really enjoyed it. I'm sorry again that it took me so long to get through it, but that's been me. Thank you for your time. Have a good one, guys.